Everyone is comfortable with that? Right, Amma? Everyone is comfortable in writing the programs and what we have done? Right? Again, I will get it clarified one more time. If I am making you to implement the programs in the class, the duration may slightly increase. If you are okay with that, I'll take it. Otherwise, try to stop. Okay, doing exercise in the class. I'll give that exercise to you as a homework, as per choice. If everyone is okay, we'll implement the use cases in the class itself. Right? One or two examples. Everyone is okay with that, right? Right. Later, you should not come on me that duration is increasing. Right.
Yes.
Now, let us get into the next concept. Next concept is we are trying to understand data table. We are trying to understand data table. What is a data table and how we are going to display the list of record. This is very, very important topic. Now, what I suggest you is don't use page block or don't use page block table. Why you don't use page block table? I am asking not to use page block table. If you use page block table, already you are getting a good look and feel. So you are not applying any CSS. You are not applying how the properties are, how the elements are there. But if you practice with other possibilities of list view, we don't get look and feel. We are supposed to customize the look and feel. We are supposed to apply some properties to customize the look and feel. So practice the display of data using other concepts other than page block table. Because when you use a page block table, you are getting a fixed look and feel, which is already having a rich CSS. So you don't get an opportunity to align the data, or you don't get an opportunity to align UI in the proper way. So it is not only the output which is important, so showing the output in the rich UI is also very important. So when you practice with the page block table, you don't get the choice to align the data. Okay, so practice your outputs with the help of data table more. If you apply data table and repeat, you will have ample number of opportunities to apply your custom CSS to align the data. So always I suggest you to practice your concept with the help of data table. So what is this data table? How we are going to use it? Now, page block table is one of the concepts using which we will display the data. Up to how many records? 1000 records. Now, like a page block table, we have one more concept which is called data table. It is also used to display group of records. Data table is also one of the concepts which is used to display group of records. So what is that? Data table is also one of the concepts to display list of records. But only the point is it will not have predefined CSS. It will display like a table only. It will display like a table only, but it will not have any predefined CSS. So let us look at the first example. I was taking standard controller account. Okay. For that matter, I don't need even form also. Page block table is a child of page block. Data table is not a child of page block. Wherever you want, you can write it. Page block table is a child of page block. Data table is not a child of page block. Wherever we want, we can write it. The second point. How I am defining data table? Value equal to. Then, if you want a list of records, what I was supposed to do? Records at var. Var equal to data table. Value equal to items. Var equal to column. Value equal to a dot. So we have taken a data table. How I will get the data? In the account object, based on the recently used filter, whatever the filter I have used, based on this data, I am getting it. Right, boss? Now, what was this? In the account object, based on the filter what I selected, I will get the list of records. So go back to this preview. Now you got the list of record. Is any CSS applied on this? Are we getting the look and feel? No. So just it is displaying the data like a column. Column 1, column 2, column 3. We are not getting any proper proper look and feel for this. And if you observe, we are also not getting any header values. Okay. So data table will display the list of record column wise. Page block table will display the data row wise. The data table is displaying the data column wise. No predefined CSS on this element. No predefined CSS on this element. Now what you are supposed to do? I am taking it. First property. Header value equal to preview. So look at the format. I'll give some break here. So this is the data table. What is the extra thing we have applied? Now this is compact. The data table was compact. Let me increase width of the table. I have width when I say width equal to 600, what happened here? I have defined the width of the table. When you define the width of the table, now look at the format. I have defined the width of the table. Now I want to give border for the table. Width frame border. Now applied frame border. Now we want only the border. Next I am saying I want the row wise lines. We are getting a border, but I want a row wise lines. If you want row wise lines, again the same story. So border rules. If I say rules rows, how I am getting it? So we got the data row wise lines we are getting it. I want the same lines to be applied column wise. I put on the top first. Rules equal to columns. When I say rules equal to columns, how are you getting? Column wise lines I am getting. Right? Rules equal to columns, rules equal to rows. But the data is very compact. This is very compact. So what I want to give? I want to give some spacing here. So I am giving here cell padding. I told cell padding 10. When I told cell padding 10, the padding came, right? So what is your padding? Basically, this is the box. Okay, let me give. I want to print a box like this. It is printed from 0, 0. Printed from 0, 0, from this. Now I want this to be printed here. Basically, it prints from page top 0, 0. If you look at this, everything we are printing is coming at one point. This point. It is 0, 0. Now I don't want to print at 0, 0. I want to give this. I want to print like this. Now what was this? Left margin. This is top margin. So what we are going to call it as margin left, margin. So basically this element should be printed from here 0, 0. But we are giving a gap. We are going to call it as margin left, margin. Now when I print any message in the box, in the element, this is going to print like this. I don't want to print like this. I want to print. I don't want to print like this. I don't want to print like this. Any message you print, it is printed like this. I don't want to print like this. I want to give. What was this gap called? Padding. The message generally is supposed to be printed here. Where the message should be printed? This should be printed. When I say padding, space, top space. This is what? Padding. Within the element from where the message should print. Within the element from where the message should print, it is a padding. Within the element from where the message should print, that is called padding. Within the element from where the message should print, it is called padding. Are you clear about it? Am I clear? Okay. Now this is a margin, is padding. Now look at the output now. Now where is the message printed? Top corner, right? Look at this. No gap. Printed from the top corner. Now I gave padding. So you gave a gap. The gap was coming because of padding. Okay. Then again, we had an extra property. The extra property here is border. So you have a choice here to align the data as per your choice. You have a choice here to display the data as per your choice. Now when you are going for a page block table, you don't have this choice. When you are going for a page block table, we don't have this choice. We don't have this choice. We don't have a choice. We don't have a choice. We are supposed to get the structure what they are given. We don't have a choice. We are supposed to get the structure what they are given. Now look at the format. Somehow I am not getting the point. Okay, no issue. Now look at the point. Here I give width frame. Instead of frame, I was giving border. When I say border, last one. How are you getting? Row wise and column wise, you are getting the border. Now, look at the point here, everyone. If I go to lightning, if you open this, how are you getting? Column 1, column 2, column 3, 4. we're getting a spaces here, right? I want the output to be in the same format. So go back. I'm giving cell spacing. When I say cell spacing, between the cell, the gap will come. These are two cells actually. Previously, these two are attached. Now we are going to get a gap between the cells. Like this gap you want. Between the cells, we go for this. So go back to the next and see the output. Did you get here? Cell spacing. Now if you apply cell padding and cell spacing together, so look at the structure what we had. Right. So between we gave a border. When I say border will be applied for rows, outer, inner lines, outer lines, everything will be applied. When I say frame, only outer line. 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 Now I want inner lines as well as outer lines, border. Frame will give only outer lines. Right? If you want row wise, rows equal to rows, rules equal to columns. Outer line you want frame, border. So only border line we get. Frame, border. Inner row wise, rules equal to rows. Inner column wise, rules equal to columns. Now you want a border, inner lines, outer lines, we can give border. Outer frame, inner lines, you require border equal to 1. I hope you got my points here. People have got the rules here. Okay. Now I'll try to give you some more properties here. So you want to apply background color for the table, we can give it. Let us go back. First, let us see the property. I'll repeat the topic one more time. We had background color. Background color. BG, background color. Then we had border class. This is a style. I'll go for the styles. Cell padding, cell spacing. Now, how many columns you want? Columns. For the columns, you want to give any style. One is dark, one is white, one is blue, one is white. We want to give any style, we can give it. These are all CSS. I'll cover it now. Then column widths. Column widths. What is that column widths? Now, if you look at this, we are getting the output like this. Now I want to give width of the column. Now they are not coming equally. Now I want to give width of the column. Look at the format of everyone. Look at this example. I want to give column width. Just listen the property. I'll repeat the topic once again. Column width. Column width I told out of 600. I told 100, 400. To make it visible, I am giving different structure. First column 100, second column 400, third column 100. Go for a preview and see. Look at this. First column 100, second column 400, third column. So we can specify the alignment of data. Now the column width. Now column width. Now let us say if you are going for a list of record like this, your first column don't require much space. Your first column doesn't require much space. Now I can reduce. Column width is 10 or 20. Right? Based on a requirement, we want to manually specify. If you don't specify, it is auto adjust. Right? Column width. They will specify the width of this one. Then we have frame. Now in the frame, What is the frame? I give frame equal to border. Right? Now I don't want to give it as a border. I want to say above. When I say above, only top line will come. Only top line will come. Then otherwise, okay, frame below, only bottom line will come. Horizontal lines will come. Vertical lines will come. Okay, left side line will come. Right side line will come. So what is this? Frame. Different possibilities are there. Let us see what are the other possibilities we have. I'll give here. Look at the point. Above, below. Let me take the basic one. Here I was showing frame. I'm giving a frame. I preview. So here we had, look at the one, we had only bottom line. Frame equal to border, we got all four sides. Frame equal to below. The same story. What are the possible values of frame? Above. Okay. Then we have LHS, RHS, frame. Horizontal sides, vertical sides, LHS, RHS. So I'll go with the horizontal sides. Horizontal side means without border. Without border, outer border will not come. Only for inner elements they are going to give the lines. Look at this. Horizontal lines. Only outer. So you want the border to be only complete border, only above line, bottom line, or only vertical lines, only left hand side line, only right hand side line. Now the border frame, outer border, you are giving outer border, complete box, or you want left, right, bottom, top, only vertical lines, horizontal lines. Like that, we got a choice. I hope you are good with this, right? Now I will go to one by one concept once again. Let us look at the context here. Without CSS we are doing now. I have not covered the CSS in the data table. Without CSS we are doing. So let us do from the beginning once again. There are more number of properties for the data table. First one, first example I am taking. Basic data table. How you create a basic data table? Apex data table value equal to items var equal to, here we are giving apex value equal to a dot name. Value equal to this is what we got. First example, data table value equal to items var equal to a. So have a preview. The basic data table. So for this basic data table, I want to give border apex section header, title, border we want to give. So what I'm doing, apex data table, border equal to. So if you go with this, we got here basic data table, border we receive. Basic data table we receive a border. Then next one, I'm applying width. Width 800. I gave section header and I am giving width of the data table, border, and I gave width. So we got a border and the width of the table has increased. Right, boss? Then when you're going with this, I want to give cell padding. Cell padding. Now we got cell padding, border. Now we give cell padding. Because I gave cell padding, we are getting the spaces between the, okay, the gap we are getting, left gap and right gap. Now we want the gap between the cells. If you want the gap between the cells, cell spacing, go back to this. This is how we got the body. So we had basic table, we applied a border, then we had applied a border. Now we gave width here. Third one, we gave a width here. Now basic table, border attribute, width attribute, cell padding, cell spacing. Right. Now what I want to go for a frame. Now I want to go for a frame. I don't want a border, I want to go for a frame. If you want to go for a frame, when I go for a frame equal to, first I'll give frame below. We are giving a frame. We are getting the frame below. Just quickly finish off this all properties here. RHS. Then we have then what are the other two properties we have seen here? Wall meter. So we had okay. V sets. side, and last one is border. Border or box, both will give the same. This is what the concept of frame is. When you go to the frame, we have seen below line, above line. What was that? Below line, above line, left, right hand side border. Okay. So here I have not changed the properties. We are supposed to give above LHS, RHS, left, right. I give twice. I give right. I don't need this. Okay. So we gave horizontal lines, vertical lines, vertical border, then 5. This is what we got. So we are trying to apply all the properties together now. All the properties together we want to apply. So what I want to give? Border, width, column, so now column width we need to give, frame, border, width 600, okay, column width 150, so we have defined column width. When you say column width, now you will not be able to understand this unless we specify the rules. Unless we specify the rules, we will not be able to understand. We need to specify the rules. So what I will do? What was the rules? Rules. So what we are getting within the block? Column wise lines we want to get. Rules, column wise lines. Column wise lines. Similarly, I want row wise lines. I hope every property is clear. Right? CSS we need to apply. I'll do it now. Rows. Rows we are getting. Giving rules equal to. This is what we have mentioned, boss. So almost all the properties are done with this. Right? Now we want to give some CSS files for this. What is the CSS files? Alternately, now I want to get the data. Alternate colors I need to get. We are getting a data, but I want to get the data in alternate color. First one should be blue, next one should be gray. Alternate colors or blue, green, red, blue, green, red. I want to give. So if you want to apply the CSS, let us see how do you apply it. I hope properties are clear, right? Everyone is comfortable with this. Now let us go to the CSS, how we apply. If I want to apply the CSS, first let me go to take some color codes. Now, look at this. I am defining, somebody has asked me a CSS example, right? Dot. So I gave two classes, odd class and even class. Now I was giving border rules. Now I am giving here column classes. What I am getting here? Column classes. I told first one odd, even. That means for the first, you want for the columns or rows? Row classes. I told row classes. First row should be, for the first row apply odd color, for the second row apply the even. Whatever the CSS I gave in the odd, apply for the first row, for the second row apply the even. So we are getting here, applying the CSS. Row classes. This is how we are getting it. Now we are trying to apply the alternate color for this, right? So odd, when you say row classes odd comma even, first row odd, second row even. First row odd, second row even, right, boss? I hope you are good with this. Okay. Now all the examples whatever we have done, header is not there. For all these examples, we don't have header. So I want to apply some headers here. At the same time, I also want to give a quick example here. The same story. Column classes. We applied for a row, now we are applying for a column classes. Right? Right, boss? Row classes, column classes. Now I want to go for header. The final thing we are getting in was this. If we use data table, we don't get header for the column. We have to provide column then. Here I was giving this is what I give. So go back to the next one. Headers we got name, phone, industry, rate. Right, boss? Now I want to apply separate style for header. For header, I want to apply a CSS. For rows, we are applying a CSS. For a column, we are applying a CSS. Now for the header, I want to apply a CSS. So how to apply the CSS for header? header class. Then I don't need this. So here I'm giving a CSS. I give header class 3. So we need to apply. So we gave style. Multiple styles I gave. 1 and 2 I have defined above. 3 I was defining here. So this is how we are getting the data. So header class properties. I hope all the properties are clear now, right? Clear for everyone? So when you are going for a data table, you have a flexibility of designing the table the way you want. You have a flexibility of designing the data the way you want. When you go to a page block table, you don't have the choice. It comes in a fixed standard Salesforce format. I don't have a choice to align them the way we want. But when you go to the data table, you have a choice how you want to align them. You want to give a space between the columns. You want to give a space between the rows. You want to give a alignment of left alignment, right alignment, background color, header class, row wise, column wise. We have the choice. I hope you are good with this. Here we have a choice of aligning the data we want. So that's the reason when you practice with the data table, you have a choice to see how to make the UI rich. At the same time, you also should work as per the experience. You also should work on making your UI rich. There's a difference between a page what a fresher creates and an experience creates. The output may be same. The presentation will be different. Right? So we need to practice equally on the UI creations. So if you want to practice that format, we can go with the data table. So what is a data table? Data table is used to display list of records. Up to how many records it can display? 1000 records. Okay. Now next we have first and number of rows. The next two more properties. We wind it up quickly. First. When I say first, it tells you in the group of records from which row I have to display. Now I told from index 3 display it. Till now we are getting number of records, right? Almost 3, 4, 7 records we are getting. But when I go to the last one, we got only 4 records. Right. Now first, now I told first equal to 3 from third position. What is the first meaning? Is the first. Index. Similarly, number of rows. Rows. I told rows. This will specify how many rows should be displayed. So almost all the major properties we have covered. Right. So people are good with this? Clear for everyone? So this is the data table. Shall we try one example? Shall we try one example? Now. The point here is, okay, let us do one example, but your UI practice should be like this. Look at the example. I'll just give a UI. You can try it later. We'll do the basic example now. My requirement is Here, account name, phone, industry. Here, contacts, last name. How many contacts will be there? How many contacts will be there? More than one, right? How many contacts will be there? More than one. Then what should happen? Account, list of contacts, list of what I want? List of contacts, list of opportunities. I want accounts, contacts, list of contacts, list of opportunities. I want account data, list of contacts, list of opportunities. Account data, list of contacts, list of opportunities. Did you get my point? How will you get a particular account contacts? A dot contacts, A dot opportunities. Am I right? We have done the page block concept. How will you get a particular account contact? If A is an account, A dot contacts, A dot opportunities. A dot contacts, A dot opportunities. Now, in a single row, one account data, list of contacts, list of opportunities. You try out this from your end. Okay. So let us do one basic example first. Let us take a basic example. Let us try to apply maximum properties. Display this data. Display this data using data table. Display this data using data table. List of opportunities. Display this data using data table. List of opportunities. I gave 2 rows. 100 records, it can't run. Right. So, now, list of opportunities. In the first column, I want a checkbox. List of opportunities. And in the second column, I want again action. This is how I am going to get the data. Now, the data is not within your hands. From a database, it will come. Just for reference, I am giving this. Create this example. Everyone start with the first line. What is the first line we give? Let us give the first line. What is the first line? All of you start creating a page. We are trying to take the data from opportunity. We are trying to take the data from opportunity. So what you are supposed to give? Standard control. Everyone make an attempt of reading them up. Opportunity. How will you get the data? It is a list of opportunities. How will you get the data? Records it where some variable name. Okay. Now define data table. Everyone define the data table. Data table. In the data table, value equal to Now define the width for this. Define the width. Define the cell padding. Define the rules. Width, cell padding, rules. Define the properties like width, cell padding, and rules. Define the width, cell padding, and we need frame. Is that every property is clear? Right? So we had value, var, width, cell padding, rules, frame. Value, var, width, cell padding, rules, frame. Then what I want? In the first column, what I want? Checkbox. In the first column, what I want? Checkbox. If you want any custom message to be printed, what should I do? Apex, paste it, name equal to in the body. If you want apex, why did I take facet? Why did I take facet? The reason is I want a custom message. I don't want a string. I want my own custom message, custom element to be printed. Now I made a mistake here. What was that? If I want any input elements to be defined, it should be in this is what I create. So let us have a preview of this first. This is how I have a preview. This is how I have a preview. Okay. Then I was supposed to define next one. What is the next one we had? Apex, column, header value equal to action. Header value equal to action. Apex. Then I was supposed to give command link value equal to. How will you give action? How is the action? URL for dollar action dot opportunity dot edit a dot the pipeline ampersand NB again apex command link value equal to delete action. How are you defining? URL for dollar action dot opportunity we are trying to create edit and delete. Edit and delete. If I give ampersand here also, we get a equal space. Edit and delete. Right above. The next one. What is the next column we had? Apex column value equal to a dot header This is how I get. So go back. We're getting the stage name, amount, close date. Okay. Then I'll go with one quick point here. Apex column value equal to a dot phone dot one meter. Now, in the beginning of the class, somebody is asking this question. Somebody contact case. Right. Now, from a child, if you want to refer to the parent, child will have only one parent. The examples what I have done yesterday, parent to child. One parent may have group of child. But if you are looking at a child to parent, one lookup field will refer to only one parent. One lookup field will refer to only one parent. One lookup field will refer to only one parent. Then, what is the name of the lookup field? Go to this. In the opportunity object, what is the name of the lookup field? What is the name of the lookup field? Account. So what I am doing? Okay. In the A opportunity, account is the lookup field dot parent field name. So from child you want to refer to the parent. Whatever the lookup field name you have got, that lookup field dot parent field name. Are you getting my point again? Now from child I was referring to parent. Now look at the point. There is a different context. Here, listen to the point carefully. So there will be a small confusion. That's the reason I have not introduced this topic here. Parent to child. How these two are connected? By using some lookup relation or master detail. It is a parent. Here we have. Now both of them are connected by C3 is the lookup field. So what is the field? Both of them are connected by standard relation. Then how do you refer to the child? Parent dot child. Parent object name dot child object name plus one. Parent object name dot child object name plus S. This is going to be parent dot. That's how we gave account dot account dot object is case. We added S. Account dot opportunity. Right about. Similarly, if the child want to refer to the parent, child dot C3 dot child dot C3 dot child dot. What is the lookup field? What is the lookup field? C3. So child dot lookup field dot. What is the name of the lookup field? Lookup field dot parent field 1. So like this we are going to refer it. Now this is very simple because this is what when the Salesforce created it. So child object name lookup field name dot parent. Suppose if these two objects are connected by custom relation, if these two objects are connected by custom relation, both of them are connected by custom relation, then I have to refer to the child. Parent dot child's object name plus S underscore R. If they are connected by custom relation, if the lookup field is a custom lookup field, both the objects are connected by a custom lookup field. That is not standard. It is a user defined custom lookup field. Then we need to add S underscore R. If it is a standard, only S we are adding. If it is a custom, S underscore R. Now let us say account dot payments. Are you getting my point? Parent object dot child object name S underscore R. When is that? If it is a custom relation. Then child to parent, how do you refer? Child dot custom field lookup underscore R dot now tell me how you make it. Child dot C3 underscore R dot I don't want to confuse in the beginning, so I have not introduced this topic. Basically, this is the actual concept for referring parent to child or child to parent. Now, is that was clear for everyone? So how are we taking? If both the tables are connected by standard relation, parent dot childs, account dot contacts, account dot cases, account dot opportunities. If both of them are connected by custom relation, account dot childs underscore R, account dot customers underscore R, accounts dot loans underscore R. That is decided by lookup field. Is that is a standard lookup or a custom lookup? Is it a standard lookup field or a custom lookup field? If it is a standard, no problem. If it is a custom lookup field, parent object dot child object name underscore objects underscore R, customer underscore C dot payments underscore R, child object name followed by S underscore R. I hope you're good. So parent to group of child. Child will have one parent. Using one lookup, how many parents you can select? Only one. So field name underscore R dot parent field name. If the field is a standard field, look at this. How did I define? A is an opportunity. Opportunity dot account is what? Name of the lookup field dot name. That is what? Account name. That is what? Account name. I hope you got my point. Is that was clear for everyone? Right? Now tell me, how do you display account phone number? Apex column value equal to A dot account dot okay. So go back, try to display the data. This is how we got the data. Right. So let me highlight the header so that the data will be clearly visible. Now we are unable to trace it out properly. What I will do? How do you apply style? So here we have header class equal to there was a background. I have not given the style. I made a mistake there. What was that? supposed to give class. This will be mentioned. Right, Amma? I hope you're good with this. People have followed this, right? Child to parent, parent to child is the was clear? Is the was clear? Everyone has followed this? Okay. Once again, I'll repeat the point. Listen carefully. Two objects are connected. So, we are not interested whether they are standard object or custom object. We are only interested whether it is a standard lookup field or a custom lookup field. I am not interested whether it is a standard object or a custom object. Whether the relation is standard or custom is important for me. Is a lookup. Underscore C means is a custom lookup. Then how do you define? Parent dot parent child. Account dot this. Okay, one parent will have group of child. Child to parent. Child dot lookup field name dot parent. So how you take child dot child 2 dot, I can give it as contact dot account dot contact dot account dot. Now this is custom. Both of them are created by custom. If both of them are created by the custom, we take parent dot sales underscore r. Parent dot sales underscore r. Like I told, accounts dot loans this is how we are going to do it. If it's child to parent, child dot lookup field parent field. Take child dot r dot child dot child underscore r dot. I hope you are good with this. Right, Amma? Right. We'll see a couple of examples coming class. I hope everyone is good with this example. Clear? Right, boss? Everyone is good with this example? So that's all from mine for the day. We'll continue in the next session. 1 minute, Amma. Is it Venkat Chaudhary? Someone from here? Anyone named Venkat Chaudhary? Is it Venkat Chaudhary? Duvluri. Venkat Duvluri.
No, sir.
Okay.
I am not.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.